streaming. And we will start in 1 second.
All right, I'll check our audio real quick.
Oh, good call.
I forgot the pinky bet is now over.
I know.
That's disappointing.
Shame. Oh, did they just fire Joe Judge?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It's good to know. Before we start, can you put in all the coaches that literally got fired?
Yeah.
Oh, you saw that tweet? The Saints signed Blake Bortles and Kevin White.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Judge, Nagy, Zimmer. Blanking.
Brian Flores too.
Whereas, I'm not going to put Gruden and Meyer on there.
That's fine.
There's one more I'm missing though. Angio. Vic.
All right. Let's get started then. You good?
Yep.
Uncle Vic.
I know. It's so sad.
What's he, Joseph's great uncle?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
Good to be back.
It's for right now with our planned schedule. Of course, we always change around the dates that we do things. It's our last Tuesday, Chris. We're going to be officially moving to Wise Wednesdays. If you haven't, we'll put it on Instagram once it's official, once we officially start it. We're going to be doing 7:30s on Wednesdays, and then Friday happy hour, 4:30 with the Wise Guys. What could be better? What could be better than that?
I'm getting nostalgic.
I know. I realized that today. I was like, we're probably not going to do any more Tuesdays.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
I know. It's always been a staple of my Tuesday for a while now.
For as long as I can
remember. At least over a year, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a shame, but you know.
We're on to better things.
We are, and hopefully
this new schedule is better suited for us.
Yes, it is better suited
for us as well.
And hopefully for the listeners. We want like we did this because we want more live viewers. We got to have some more structure in our lives. So we're finally doing it. It probably should have been done a couple months ago, but we're ready for the new year, and let's get started with talking about the first Wise picks of 2022.
And we're great.
They didn't look hot. They didn't look hot at all.
Yeah.
We can start with your pick. The Pats, they're the good bad team.
What happened?
They're the good bad team. It's okay. I can admit it. The only thing I would say though is that this is the third time playing the Bills. You never know. Bill Belichick's a mastermind, but I have no faith in this offense to score any points that's not on the running attack. So
right.
And the defense is.
Is there a part of you that's like you lost in the last week of the regular season, and now maybe everyone doesn't expect you to win in the playoffs now, and that's kind of like a good thing?
We're back to being the underdogs. We were the underdogs, and then we were good, and everyone said we were going to win the Super Bowl, and then it fell off, and now so we're back to being underdogs. I like it. I like the spin zone. I'm back now.
I feel like every time I try to spin it like that, every Pats loss, at least for the past couple of weeks, I'm like, is it good that they lost? And you're like, yeah, maybe a little bit.
hey.
We have this conversation every week.
It's spin zone, baby. I'm ready to spin it. To be honest, though, if I like the Bills, I feel like they're the only thing they have is that they don't have Belichick. That's like literally. But the only issue is Belichick doesn't play on the field. That is what sucks. If we get him playing on the field, that would be much better defense. But
yeah.
So we'll see about that one. And I feel like I haven't really. every week I'm just like I don't know, because I don't know what Pat's team we're gonna get. If we're gonna have a good defense, we're gonna have no pass rush, or we're gonna swarm the quarterback. It doesn't add
Mhm.
up, which is a
Are you
lot.
down on Mac?
I'm not down on Mac. He has looked pretty garbage the past 3 weeks, but he
About the 50 burger.
yeah. Besides the 50 burger was excellent. The only issue is that he's a rookie. You know,
hmm
he's a rookie that has pretty crappy wide receivers still. For some reason they never want to throw their tight ends, and two good
Mhm.
running backs. So, I mean, it's he'll get better next year. He'll be better. Hopefully, we'll draft one of his 5 wide receivers that are going to go in the first round that he had in a college. But
hmm
that's all I can hope for. And
Right.
this season, took some crazy turns, but I'm glad where it ended with Mac.
Okay. I mean, if you're in the playoffs, you can't really complain that much,
Exactly. He drove.
especially considering he started the whole year.
Exactly. He started the whole year, took us to the playoffs, and looked like the best rookie quarterback in the draft class for at least
Yeah.
for the people who
By
played
far.
this year. Yeah. So it's definitely a lot to look up to, and can't be down in the dumps too badly. But I gotta admit, I do think the Bills are probably going to beat us. Just
It's
a
a
sad.
loser attitude, but
It is a loser attitude, but I'm content. I'm just content with it because I can't. I mean, I'm still gonna be heartbroken. I'm still not gonna be content with it. It's gonna be awful.
right, yeah. As soon as the ball is kicked off, that's not going to be the attitude
Oh, not at all. Not at
at
all.
all.
And
You can tell yourself that all week, but as soon as
no, the
game
second
time
it's
comes
Sunday,
around,
I'm waking up and
it all falls apart.
yeah. But it's okay. That's why they. I mean, this is why I feel like I've been the past, because the Pats have basically been not playoff games, but facing playoff teams the past couple weeks besides the
Mhm.
Jaguars, and I guess the Dolphins, but it was a big game anyways. And I haven't been confident going in, which isn't a good thing.
Right.
But I'm trying to dim my expectations so when they do eventually lose, I don't lose my mind. Because I just gotta expect
And
that. Like,
smart in theory.
it is smart in theory, but it's not applicable.
Yeah.
What is weird with this team is that the Matthew Judon factor is just completely fallen off. He was in the games that we were winning, he was excellent, and in the games that we were losing, he was terrible. So, and I notice like when we watch the games, he gets a lot of holding calls that don't get called on him. A lot of holding
Yeah.
calls. So, but that's the way you play, you know. You can't always go on the ref. So,
Yeah.
But anywho, let's move on. I'll go to my pick. Rams -3.5. Oh, nope, that's the other. I did have the Rams -3 though, because I always pick the Rams, and they always.
I
screw me.
told you when you gave the pick, I said, "Are you sure?" And you said, "Yes, they will win." Those were your exact words, I believe.
I thought they were gonna win. I
You're
was
thinking, uh-oh.
was
Trouble.
ready, and no, the Rams always like to screw me.
Mhm.
That was a good game, to be honest, though. It was
That was an incredible game.
and I thought I was in the clear the whole time. It was
Mhm.
the biggest points blown by Sean McVay, and the most points coming back by what's his name, Kyle Shanahan. So I don't know. Good for I'm glad that the Niners are in it. Towards the end of the game, when I realized that the Saints were going to actually win and take their playoff spot if they lost, I was kind of rooting for the Niners because I do not want to watch the Saints team ever again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and I would much rather have the 49ers go to Dallas than have the Saints go to Dallas. That's a
and
much
just-
better chance of winning.
Oh, 100%. And this Saints team, I'm just glad they're finally dead because they were so annoying. They were so so hard to watch, and it's kind of like this Steelers team that I'm kind of glad made the playoffs though because it's a comical reason. Only they're not comedy. Like at least the Steelers have some comedy with it.
Yeah. Well, and they have Ben in his last dance.
Yeah, we need to see the last dance. There's nothing fun about there's nothing fun about this Saints team.
No, literally nothing fun. Kevin James is in on the sideline.
No, he's not. If Kevin James was, it'd be such a better team. It would. I'd watch every second.
I will say that my on the Niners at the beginning of the season, I think that I said 10 wins at best, and they finished 10-7. So they hit their ceiling.
Is 10-7 good? I can't tell. I don't. That doesn't seem good.
I don't know.
It doesn't.
It's the
seem
7
good.
losses that are really like bothersome.
Yeah, it is bothersome because you think, oh, 10
10
wins.
and 7. I don't. Yeah, 10 wins though is a lot of wins.
I know,
It
but you
sounds
lost
a lot
7.
better than
though.
9-8.
No, it does sound a lot better than 9-8. But 10.
But I guess 10-6 sounded way better than 9-7.
That's true. Yeah, no, it did though, because
Yeah,
that's the weird gray area where I don't know if it's actually a good record or not. And like 11-6. I mean, you won 11.
Yeah.
Like, is that good? It's
Right.
decent. I don't know, but the 10-6, I definitely like. I think that's gonna be the new 9-7. Is the 10-7. Just anything, because it's the 7 number, man.
Yeah,
It doesn't
probably.
look right. It doesn't look like a good team would
No.
have that 7.
No, it doesn't.
Like, is what it is. Gotta say it.
I still don't think they're that good, and I think Jimmy G is going to be their downfall. But I mean, he made plays when they absolutely needed him to, but for the majority of that game, they were scoring because they ran the ball.
It's funny. They
It's
are
quarterly.
they were down and they were like, yeah, we're just gonna keep running the ball. Like every team you see just completely avoids running the ball at all costs, and they're like, nah,
Yeah.
we'll just keep doing it.
When Stafford didn't complete a pass in the third quarter, it just completely.
I told you, Stafford, man, he always screws me. Even though I mean, like I'm acting like I didn't win the fantasy football championship, but it's just bothersome. I can't handle
Right.
him. Every time you need a turnover, Matthew Stafford's giving it right to you. Every time, and that's what I'm concerned about with the Rams, with our bold Super Bowl pick.
It's really gonna screw up the.
Yeah,
the
they're
Super
gonna
Bowl run.
they're gonna screw themselves because Matt Stafford can't get out of his own way.
Yeah. I could definitely see it happening.
All I gotta say is, I mean, Jared Goff wasn't. I mean, he wasn't the interception machine that Stafford is.
Stafford also set the Rams record
Yeah,
for
that's
passing yards
whatever.
in a season.
And yeah, but 17 games. Come on now.
I guess so. But, well, I'm sure he did second
No,
going into the game.
yeah, I'm sure he was second.
But
That's funny.
Cooper Kupp was really close to breaking both Calvin Johnson's record and Michael Thompson's reception record.
I can't.
in
And
that
he,
game.
what was a loser mindset is that he went, oh, it's 17 games, like it shouldn't count. Like it's your own record, bro. Like I wouldn't care. Put an asterisk behind me. I wouldn't give a crap. Like they've moved the schedule before, so why is? I get it, but everyone's like bitching and moaning over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. It's just funny to think about a guy that is as little as Cooper Kupp could have broken the record that
that's
Calvin Johnson has
literally
nicknamed Megatron
Yeah, Megatron.
versus my little Cooper Kupp, and Kupp's gonna break his record.
I mean, the Triple Crown, that's so impressive that he got the Triple Crown.
Mhm.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah, you don't see that,
No, that's very impressive.
and
Speaking
out of nowhere too.
Oh, I know. No one could have predicted this. Not at all. And speaking of no one could have predicted this and impressive, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Chris was all over it.
I mean, I thought they'd keep it interesting. I didn't think they'd win by 15. But I mean, that's fired Frank Reich after that game. I wouldn't have blamed them at all. That can't happen.
No, it's the worst team in the
You
NFL.
can't lose that game.
They just lost by 40 points the week before. And they've scored zero. They've scored in the teens every week. And then you get walloped. It wasn't close at all, ever.
No, it wasn't.
You got walloped. It's embarrassing.
It felt like every time the Jags would screw something up, and the Colts would get the ball back and it'd be like, all right, finally, this is the drive where they actually go down and score points. And that was every single drive in the second half, and they never put anything together. It was unbelievable.
It was nuts. The excitement about the tie really underrated, how much it sucks to be a Colts fan right now. How did they have any will to get up in the morning? They're great, the season's over.
I don't know.
Now we're stuck with Wentz, who we're paying a ton of money. The guy who we got him from made the playoffs without him, and then now have our first round pick.
Yep.
Well, what a rip!
It's brutal.
That is absolutely brutal.
When especially like a couple of weeks ago, they thought they were going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were the hottest team in the NFL a couple weeks ago. Ugh. I don't feel bad, to be honest. Like I don't know.
Believe.
It's hard to. I don't know if it's just for you or just me. I mean, but Wentz, he's just so unlikable.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for him.
No, I don't feel bad for him either. He looks like. I mean, he's the type of guy that just seems like a dick whenever he's doing good. So it's like it's all right, cool.
Right.
He sucks. And that opened the door for the excitement of the last game, which we'll get to because I had a pick on it. So, all right, my next one, the Cardinals. The Cardinals. They blew it.
Mm-hmm.
They like this Seahawks team was dead.
Would they have won the division?
Yeah.
If they won the game?
Yes, because of the Rams losing the Niners, they would have won the division.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they're just not that good of a team.
No, they're really not. And it's
that simple.
It's really it's not actually, I guess it's not surprising how every year it's the same Cardinals team that but every time they're good, at least it's like, well, I guess the past 3 years with what's his name, Cliff. Why does this keep happening to Cliff? There's got to be some. They seem like they don't care either. It's like they just keep losing these games and like, all right, whatever. Like you see no heart in this team, which is honestly pretty surprising.
Yeah. I mean, he did say something after the game. He's like, "Oh well, we'll be ready when the playoffs come around." It's like, well, that's not really what playoff coaches and teams say.
Yeah, it's like
they say that like we take it 1 week at a time,
and no one. It's like
who's in front of us.
It's
not
like saying,
we'll be there.
We're gonna flip the switch. You know, it's like that's not how it works. You don't just flip the switch and all of a sudden you're gonna win the Super Bowl. Yeah, good luck.
What if they started? What 7 or 8-0?
They went 7-0, I think.
So they finished. What did they finish? 11-6.
Yep.
Or 10-7.
11-6.
So that means they finished the year 4-6. That's not very good.
Not at all. 1, 2,
Not at all.
5, 6. So, yeah, they finally lost the Packers 7, and then and every team they've played that's good, besides I guess the Rams, which we don't know if the Rams are good either. They've lost to.
Yeah. And they lost the Lions.
They did lose to Lions.
So.
Yes, they did.
And got stomped by the Panthers.
Did they get stomped by the Panthers? Oh yeah, that was Cam. The I'm back moment.
That was the Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Yep.
This season, this season's been fun. There's been a lot of twists and turns with every team. I feel.
It's been a roller coaster.
And maybe it's because it's the 18 weeks and it feels like it's forever, but. I don't know. It feels like we've played 8 seasons. Like I feel like every team is completely different than when they started.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, like just thinking about doing the picks and like thinking about how different my brain viewed every team. Like,
every week.
Even a couple weeks ago. Not even at the beginning of the season, like 2 weeks.
Oh, am I losing connection? Uh-oh. I don't know which one of us is losing connection.
It's probably me.
No, I think it was me. All right. I think we're back.
I need to get out of this house and get back to my apartment Wi-Fi, which is somehow better than my at-home Wi-Fi.
That's pretty impressive. But I fell for it with the Rams and Cardinals. They were traps, and I fell right into them. Just like I feel like I do every other week. So, all right, your next pick. I know you did. You had the Jets plus 16.5.
The Jets was a heartbreaker.
Oh no, you didn't.
That was a heartbreaker.
I didn't realize that.
They were. It was 13-10 with like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the Bills scored 2 touchdowns.
Holy crap!
Won by 17.
Do you know how many passes Zach Wilson completed?
9.
And how many yards do you think?
No, I just pulled it up on accident.
No.
I was going to say like 50 something.
7 completions for 87 yards. 20 attempts. I thought. I mean, like to be honest, I wasn't really watching this game. The Pats were on, the Pats were on at the same time, and I just I don't believe in the Jets, so that's why, and for good reason, clearly. Jeez.
Yeah, no, they looked horrible on offense. But on defense, like they held their own for a while until the fourth quarter when everything just imploded,
Mitch got a
which
completion.
was really because Mitch got in there. He took the final snap of the 20 season.
He needed and he threw something too. Good for Mitch. Love Mitch. Yeah, I mean that's a heartbreaker. I didn't know I thought they covered. I didn't realize that. That's a rip. So are you there? No, you're frozen. Okay, well it's just me for right now. Well, hello, Chris. All right. Well, I'll take a little monologue for the start of the Raiders Chargers, but you know, I'll wait for the guy for a minute. It's just me, I guess. So the reason why I'm not saying anything is if you're wondering is so I could cut it, and when it's out as a podcast, it'll be one solid motion and not just all this. Oh, we do have a live viewer right now. Well, you're right at the perfect time because Chris's audio's not here. Or at least his video's not here. Chris? Hello?
Oh.
How's it going?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Interesting.
What happened?
I have no idea. I can't see my own video though. I don't know if you can.
I can't see yours either.
Interesting. All right. Well, I've already made the move to the hotspot, and I guess it's not helping.
Okay.
I don't know what the issue is.
Do you want to hang up and come back? See if your
I'll
video's
try it.
working?
All right.
Oh. Multi-tool. Now we have 2 viewers. Well, Chris isn't here right now. His Wi-Fi just killed his computer. So right now I'm just waiting so I can cut this out and post. So when it's a podcast, it's not just a bunch of silence. But feel free to chat in the comments. You know, say something. I'm bored waiting on Chris. Feel free to get your voice heard. I'm literally only paying attention to the YouTube right now. Ah! Hello.
Back.
All right. Are you back for good? Here to stay?
Hope so.
All right. Well,
Mercy.
you're at the mercy of the internet.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's wait 5 seconds so I know where to cut it, and then we will start with the Raiders Chargers.
Got it.
All right, my last wise pick was the excellent Sunday Night Football game with the Raiders Chargers. I had the Raiders +3. This one I loved all week. This was like the one that I wanted.
I wanted it too.
And
I kicked myself when I didn't pick it first.
This game was incredible, an absolute like perfect game. Especially with the circumstances that they were going to tie.
It was unlike anything I've ever seen before, and probably will ever see again. And I
No,
don't think that's being dramatic.
I don't think it is either. It was really, really insane how this went down. Where
Mm.
Herbert he throws 60 passes, 64, misses 30 of them. And then that game-winning drive, or not game-winning, game-tying drive, where it's fourth down, fourth down, fourth down.
Mhm.
And he just puts his team on his back. It's like he wanted to play on fourth down because every one of them
Mhm.
was like 4th and 10.
Yeah, it was every single fourth down they converted. I think was a 4th and 10,
And what
and
was
there were a
that
couple
touchdown?
3rd and
Fourth
10s
and
in there too.
that touchdown was what, 4th and 21?
Yeah, the first one to make it a one-score game.
It was
4th and
absolutely
21
incredible.
from the red zone too. It wasn't like it was at their own 20-yard line and they needed 20 yards. It was like they had 20 yards to get and there were 20 yards on the field,
Yeah.
which just makes it that much harder. And
Somehow they pulled
somehow
it
they
off.
pulled it off.
And Staley must have just been loving life. All those fourth downs. 6
Mhm.
for 7 on fourth downs. That's like a wet dream for that guy. He's just,
Oh
he's-
yeah, and he
he's
can use
loving
that
it.
now and be like, look, my fourth down percentage was actually pretty good this year because he just got like so many of them in that last game.
I know.
And he can like defend himself.
And that, I don't know what happened in that last, with the timeout and everything. Everyone was, and
Mhm.
the announcers, I mean, it's funny, like, of course the announcers, all they talked about were the game tying, because how could you not
Mhm.
only talk about the game tying? And
Mhm.
so there was a lot of stuff on, NFL rigged, like stuff like that on Twitter. To me, it just seemed like it ended up just happening where they were in overtime.
Mhm.
And then they both scored a field
Oh,
goal in
yeah.
overtime. There was definitely, I don't think there was any fishy or anything, but that last play, what do you think the Chargers were doing?
I don't know.
Apparently
There's really no explanation for it.
apparently the coach's explanation was that they saw they were in shotgun and didn't like what they were gonna run, so they put out a run defender. So they wasted that timeout and blew the chance at a tie for a run defender that didn't even work anyways, and they just ran and got a first down.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't know. It was really hard to believe, and I really wanted them to tie.
Oh, I
Just
wanted to
because-
tie desperately.
They kept showing the Steelers fans in the crowd. There were like 3 of them.
Oh, they were losing their
called him, like,
mind.
With the surrender cobra, and they were just standing there.
They're-
Oh my word! The best shot from the game was when there's like a minute left and the score is tied, and they get it on the one Steelers fan, and he's just staring. They cannot
It
even
would've been-
believe what's happening.
It would have been the funniest thing to ever happen to the city of Pittsburgh.
Mhm. I
The
know.
and then it doesn't help that all the players were dancing in the locker room, playoff bound.
Mhm.
Mike Tomlin got in it, started dancing with it. It would have
Mhm.
just been so hilarious if they ended up
Mhm.
missing the playoff because of this stupid tie.
Yep.
And
But there's always one team whose bad luck will trump everybody else's.
it's always the
And that
Los
would be
Angeles
the Los
Chargers.
Angeles Chargers.
They like
It's just it had to be them.
no, you knew it was
Had to
definitely
be
gonna
them.
happen. The game was after they scored the other field goal. I was like, well, it's either a tie or the Raiders are gonna win because there's absolutely no way these Chargers are getting back.
Right.
They squandered the moment. That was it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it was
how.
shocking enough that they were able to tie the game. 'Cause that was something that you would expect out of them to blow a 15-point lead like the Raiders did.
I can't believe they tied that game. That was
Yeah.
the most shocking part about this. I had no that.
Wow.
I was ready to come on here and be like, Herbert's kind of Herbert looked pretty bad, and the
Mhm.
coach is terrible, and I was ready to cut. I was getting my notes ready, and
Mhm.
then Herbert just put on this Superman cape and gave it his all. He really balled out, and it happens. They didn't win,
Mhm.
but that was a pretty miraculous comeback.
And the coach still does suck.
Yeah, he's
4th and 1 that they went for at like their
on
own
their own
25-yard line.
25-yard line.
was
He's a
not very smart.
he's a nerd. He's like one of those nerds that he's a nerd that's not smart. It's the worst type of person.
Yeah.
It's a nerd that isn't smart. He thinks he's smart. He thinks
And
he's better than
stubborn.
yeah, and he thinks he's better than everybody else.
Mhm.
And it's not always about like going for it on fourth down or not going for it. It's also the play calls that you play on fourth down. It's like it's 4th and 1, and they give it to their 5'8" running back to just run up the middle.
Right. It's right up the middle.
When you know Herbert's your best player. It's so stupid. But
Yeah. I don't know what goes through his, and he always looks like such a boob too. He just doesn't look qualified at all
he doesn't
to make
look
decisions.
qualified. He definitely doesn't. This is who I thought Arthur Smith was going to be. Remember we gave Arthur Smith all that crap for when he got hired?
Yeah.
That's who I thought he was going to be. But this Raiders team,
Yeah.
the crazy part about it is that, like, offensively, Josh Jacobs did great, but the rest of the team just did okay. And they just have had so many problems all year that I'm proud of them. They made the playoffs. It's pretty cool.
Starting to think they're like
The team of destiny.
maybe.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
with John
That's why I wanted them. That's why I wanted to pick them.
with John Madden passing too, like it's their year.
Mhm.
It's their year.
Right?
And now and if you're the Raiders, there's no way in hell you're gonna kneel that ball because you're not playing the Chiefs again. That's the last team you want to see.
Yeah.
Play.
I wasn't even thinking about that when I was like, you might as well just knee it just in case it gets like blocked and returned for a touchdown or something.
I saw it was like either on Twitter or someone said it, and I was like, oh, well then no way in hell would I ever tie that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd much rather go to Cincy.
Also, I think that was like the longest game of all time.
Yeah, it ended at like
It's so
like
late.
1 in the morning.
It was so late. And
In all seriousness, I think it was like 12:15 when it ended.
yeah, but it felt like
Basically a
forever.
4-hour game.
Yeah, that's nuts. And it's because
The
of all
last
those-
drive alone
Yes.
in the fourth quarter was literally like 25 minutes.
It was crazy.
They ran 20 plays.
It was
Like a third of Herbert's passes were
It's
on
funny.
that drive.
I loved it. It was
Oh, yeah.
electric.
I enjoyed every
It was
second of it.
absolutely electric. And
It was perfect.
well, what happened is I was watching out in the living room because I was like big hype for this game. I was like, all right, this game is gonna be sick. And then the Raiders were up 20-14, or maybe they scored again, and they were down 15, and I was like, all right, this game's over. Like first day of classes tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
I'll go to bed. And what I did is I was like, all right, while I get ready for bed, I'll have the game on, like getting ready for bed. Then I go to lay in bed and like go to sleep, and I'm like, there's no way I'm turning this off. Like the Chargers are driving down the field. There is no way.
Yep.
And then they got to overtime, and I was like, I'm so glad I stayed up for this game. This is the greatest game of all time. And
It was like we will never have an NFL finale that was quite like this.
I know it really was something. And I hope this tie thing happens. Like we need more people to tie. This needs to happen all the time.
I love how like the whole season and like every season, whenever there's a tie, we just complain about it. We're like, this is stupid. There shouldn't be ties in football anymore. Then in this
there needs to
one
be more
scenario,
ties.
everyone was all in on the tie.
If you weren't rooting for the tie, you're a loser. I gotta say,
I know.
you're a real loser if you weren't rooting for the tie.
Yeah. Well, especially because first of all, it was like the Raiders
First,
were
it
up
was
by 12.
Yeah, it was a
and it was
joke.
like, all right, there's no really way that they can tie. And they kicked the field goal to go 15, and I was like, okay, well now it's possible. And then the Chargers scored and went for 2 and got it. I was like, uh-oh, this might be trouble.
It's funny when Al and Chris, Chris Collinsworth, he's the worst, man. He's so annoying. But
Really is.
Al, like it's getting close to a tie. Like every play, they'd say that.
Yep, freaking out.
They'd start losing their mind. And when that timeout got called, they completely lost. They didn't know what to say. They lost their minds. They were like, I can't believe you did this, Al. Like, oh my God. And do you believe the Raiders players that they said that they were going to kneel it if they didn't call a timeout? I don't buy it. Nah, I don't buy
I
it.
don't buy it either. I thought Carr said that they were gonna try to win the game anyway. Like people were picking out something that Carr said during the interview. I watched the interview live, and I could have sworn he said they were kicking it either way.
He said a quote. It was like they asked him in such a weird way so that he could answer and
I
not
think they misquoted him.
yeah and
Well,
not
not
say
misquoted
no.
him, but like
They took a chunk of his quote and that was pretty
correct.
much it.
Yeah, because I saw it on Twitter like immediately after I watched it happen, and I was like, I missed something.
Yeah, it was
I'm pretty
funky.
sure he was like, we were winning the game no matter what.
It was definitely weird. And did you see the apparently Eckler was talking to that linebacker and he mouthed
Yeah,
he
that
mouthed
one.
that one's cool.
That one I did think
But
about.
if I'm a Raiders, if I'm a Raiders player, I'm like, hell yeah, we were
Right,
gonna nail
yeah.
it, dumbasses. Like we were gonna nail it. And also, it's a division rival too. Like,
Mhm.
if there should, but that was incredible. I almost missed. I almost wish he missed a field goal. Just would have made it.
Oh, I did too.
It would've
I
made
hope
it
he.
even perfect.
I was wanting him to shank it so badly.
It would have been awesome. But he's money. Carlson.
He has
Carlson's
money.
like
Never
I think
misses.
he's the best player on the Raiders. He's really good, and
Might
he
be.
always hits the clutch. He's always coming in clutch.
I kept waiting for them to jinx him though, because like early in the game they were like, Al Michaels like, "Well, Carlson, he's never missed at this stadium." And I was like, at some point tonight, he's gonna say that, and he's gonna miss.
That's fun.
But I don't think he said it. Like the last two big kicks he had, I don't think he said it.
You got it. Like if you're an announcer, it's a must. You gotta do the announcer jinx. You have to. All right, let's look at in some wild card rounds for Super Wild Card Weekend. Which now, remember how that was last year because they added the wild card spot, the new one, and they were like, oh, Super Wild Card Weekend. Is it just gonna be super forever? It's just gonna be. It's gonna turn into wild.
Well, now ESPN now wants it to be super because they have Monday night now.
I don't even like that. You know why? Like
I don't like it either.
it's for selfish reasons, to be honest, because I mean it helps us as a podcast where it doesn't matter, but most of these guys are producing this stuff on Sunday night after the games. And then they're like, and then by the time you listen to it, whether it's Tuesday or late Monday, it's like, it's already so much more has happened. But that's okay. Do you want to do Black Monday first or the wild cards?
Do I get to talk about my team?
Oh, dude, I totally forgot about
Just
that.
ignored that.
I
Yeah,
forgot all those games existed. To be honest, we only did the wise picks. I just realized that. That's on me.
I mean, most of the games don't matter, but I would have liked
talk
to
about your team. And
have a minute.
we got.
It was awesome. Like I wanted to beat their brains in because of what Joe Judge said earlier in the week when he was like, "We're not some clown show organization where players are getting in fistfights on the sideline." I was like, "All right, Joe Judge, you can say whatever you want," but now before I was like, I'd rather lose the game and get a slightly better draft pick. After he said that, and after what Ron said, I was like, "Yeah, I really want to murder this team."
It's blood.
And they looked horrible, which was very predictable.
They might be the worst NFL team I've ever seen walk the field.
They are.
They're atrocious. They're coached terribly, which Joe Judge is one of the victims of Black Monday. And you QB sneak on the second and third down. That's just like
that was awesome.
That's embarrassing. You just like you don't want to.
And the third down one, they weren't even trying to hide it all. They just packed everybody in. At least on second down, they had like a wide out. And like this QB snuck it. And then that one was like there wasn't even an effort to disguise it.
The fact that that's even a scenario that happened is just like that's just embarrassing. That is a fireable offense to begin with. That alone. And somehow I guess I was wrong. He wasn't a victim of Black Monday. He was fired today. Somehow he survived the day.
Yeah.
I wonder what that conversation was like. He's like, please just keep me for one more day. One more day.
Yeah. Well, they were saying that like the meetings taking place in the organization between him and the coaches and him and the players were like had the tone of we're looking forward to next year. It wasn't like no, I enjoyed coaching guys. They're gonna let me go. It was like, all right, let's get ready for next year. I don't know what happened.
Oh, this is my theory. I think like because there's some sports, I guess cities, and I guess New York's one of them, where I mean, literally every single person in the world, no one likes Joe Judge. There is not a single person on this planet that watches football and thinks that he's a good coach or that he's even a nice guy. So
Right.
they probably like they saw that they let him go. They saw the fan outrage that they didn't let him go.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're like, all right, we're gonna have to cut this guy, like just to survive as a franchise. Who's gonna come to those games if they ran it back with
Just to
Joe
sell
Judge?
some tickets, right? Yeah, I mean, there's no one at the game on Sunday.
The highest ticket or lowest ticket was $7. $7.
Tough.
So
That's tough. That's like FedEx Field prices
that is like FedEx Field prices.
at that point in the season. And it was cold and rainy too. And Jake Fromm at quarterback.
Yeah, that was a bummy game.
I would have liked to see Glennon get in there
Just for some comedic
at some
effect.
point. Yeah.
I guess to talk about some other
See him
games.
try to sling the rock a little bit.
The Steelers Ravens. The fact that almost went to a tie as well was hilarious.
Mhm.
The
Well, and just Ben is so hard to watch when you like need him to make plays because he's so terrible. He can't throw the ball more than 7 yards down the field.
No, he's really horrendous. And sometimes like they line up like Deontay Johnson and they tell him to go deep. It's like why bother? And then they chuck it to him and Ben just throws this wobbly ass ball that sails over everybody's head. It's really funny, but there's no chance that they're playing the Chiefs, aren't they? Ugh, that's brutal. You're frozen again. Come on, Chris.
This is the worst podcast of all time. Just can't get it connection figured out.
It's okay. It was an ad-libbed. We were supposed to do it yet tomorrow. It's an ad-libbed podcast. We came in.
That's
The Wi-Fi wasn't ready. The Wi-Fi was ready for
that is
tomorrow.
true.
But what did you hear? What I said?
What, that they'll send Deontay Johnson deep and then
Yes.
just send it and
Yep.
it's never close.
It's never ever. It doesn't even touch his hands ever. It's a terrible team to watch, but I'm so happy that they're the ones that
Yep.
made it in the playoffs.
And they're going to Arrowhead.
I know. If
Get
this,
absolutely waxed by the Chiefs.
if the stinky Ravens freaking won this game and made it to playoffs after all they had, I would be losing my. I'd be so livid. I would be so mad. And
Yeah.
the fact that it was Ben and we get to see him get collapsed by this, and they're wrong for making that Sunday night. That is,
I know.
that's a horrible.
It's a crime against humanity.
That's a crime against football. Like actually, who wants to watch this on Sunday Night Football?
I think all of the wild card games are like pretty decent games, except for that one.
That's the only one that sucks, because it's going to be 45-3, just like it was last time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a murder.
That'd be the biggest upset I feel like of all time if this corpse of
It
Ben
might be.
Roethlisberger came in and won it against the Chiefs.
It would be incredible.
It would be
I hope it
nuts.
happens.
I hope it happens
Why
too.
not?
All right. Any other games that mattered that we can talk about? No.
Titans tried to.
Yeah, they tried to.
Give them away
Davis.
the one
Davis
seed.
really tried to get the one seed from him.
That's true. I guess you can't really blame
No, you
Titans
can't blame
when
the
you're
Titans. You gotta blame
facing
Jameis.
God.
Davis. Davis is. I'm telling you. I've been saying it the past 4 podcasts. They gotta keep him at quarterback.
They're not gonna draft the quarterback.
Nah,
Definitely
he's
not.
the truth. He's the absolute truth. We were on. I'm just happy that we're the podcast that was on it. We were on it from the start. Literally on draft
Yep.
day, we were ready for it.
Really were.
The league wasn't ready for Davis, but we were. Julio got his first touchdown as a Titan. That was kind of cool.
Yep, just in time.
So, the Titans, are they? I mean, are they gonna lose in like? We don't know who they're gonna play, but they're such a weak 1 seed. And that 1 seed helps
I know,
them
but
the
like I'm not
most.
scared of anyone
I'm not scared of anyone, to be honest, either.
except for the Chiefs, and they don't have to play them until the AFC Championship, and they'll play them at home.
That's true. And they have this week to get healthy, get their team set up. really
Mhm.
game plan for whoever
Henry's
they're going to
coming
play
back.
against. And yeah, Henry's going to come back. They're going to be a completely different team than we saw even against Davis this week. It's going to be cool. It'll be nice. But they just like they've had
Mhm.
such a weird season. I'm shocked that they're even the 1 seed. Good for Bravel though.
I know. It is pretty shocking. Yeah, he's got Coach of the Year locked
He
up,
has
right?
to. They had the most
Gotta be.
players of all time playing for a football team. They had 95 people playing for that football team, and they got the 1 seed.
Yeah.
And they lost to the Jets, the Texans, and one other poopy team, I think, and they somehow still got the 1 seed.
I don't remember.
The one thing I do like
Yeah,
about
it's
having,
a weird year in the AFC.
It's a weird year, I think, in general, because it's nice that with the 18 games, I mean, it's not like anyone wins 17-1 or I guess 16-1 or 15-2. Like no one even came close. What did the Packers have 4 losses? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
13-4.
every team had 4 losses, which was kind of cool. It shows that there's a lot of. I mean, it's exactly what the NFL wants. They want everyone to be able to win
Yep,
it. So
it's Goodell's dream.
it is. That was a picture frame that just fell. Weird. Ghost in the house. All right. Preview the playoffs. Raiders, Bengals. I mean, I love the Raiders. They're the team of destiny. This Bengals team's electric.
They are, but I don't know.
I don't know. This seems like a God picked game.
It's tough.
If this was a regular season game, I'd be like, oh, I think the Raiders could like pull this off and upset it. But now that's in the playoffs, I just like it's got to end soon.
The Bengals can't win in the playoffs, and I know it's a completely different set of guys on this team than like the Marvin Lewis teams, but
Marvin.
and since like '91.
No, they haven't been able to win a playoff game in decades. And this Raiders team.
Yeah, like since. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, you just keep getting cut off by the internet too. So I feel like I'm cutting you off. But no, you're right.
It's
this
ridiculous.
Bengals team can't win, and this Raiders team's a team of destiny. It might be the upset we're looking for in round 1. I can't believe that game's not Chiefs Steelers. That's so stupid. So that's gonna drive me nuts.
I don't know. This feels like a perfect Saturday at 4 game. Chiefs Steelers should be the Sunday 1:00 game.
That's true. That is true. Speaking of the Sunday 1:00,
That's how I feel.
Eagles Buccaneers. Why do I kind of like the Eagles? Why? Like at least to cover.
Hey, they played them tough the first time around.
At least to cover, I kind of like them.
Yeah. I don't know. Brady against the Eagles.
I know, and the Eagles have been on the up, and I feel like, last week they dropped 41, but the Buccaneers, I feel like, have had a lot of injuries and have been on the down lately, and they have no running game. That's this playoffs. If they win, it's all on Brady. They have literally no running game.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with the Eagles is that their strength lines up directly with the Buccaneers' strength, which is run offense versus run defense.
Yes.
And if they can't run the ball, then they can do nothing.
Which is
that's where I think they find themselves in trouble.
That is true. That's a good point. All right, Pats Bills. We already talked about it a little bit at the start. You want to give a pick? I'm not going to take a pick.
I'll take the Bills. Sorry.
Nah, it's all right. I mean, I'm sure everyone in America is going to take the Bills, which I love. Put
exactly
it all over this locker room.
Yep.
I don't know. This Pats team needs a second and a third corner. They have J.C. Jackson and no one else, which I guess Mills has been decent, but he's Jalen Mills, so it's not going to work out all the time.
Right.
And to be fair, last week they didn't have Hightower or Duggar, so Duggar's a huge part of this team. And Duggar couldn't play against the first time they played the Bills, so you never know. Team of destiny, team of dreams.
I don't think you're a team of destiny.
No, we're a team of dreams. Team of dreams, baby.
You can't just throw that. You can't just throw that word around.
I know. The Raiders are a team of destiny. That's okay. We have the Raiders.
Yes.
I might have to bet on the Raiders win the Super Bowl like today.
Mhm.
All right, Niners Cowboys. This is gonna be a fun game. This will be at least.
I love the Niners so much.
I like the Niners here too.
Love them.
The Cowboys haven't been able to beat anyone. What their best win is.
They haven't beaten a single good team all year.
All right, well they beat the Patriots. So I guess they beat one good team, but
Yeah, but that was when the Patriots were like 2-4.
that is true. They haven't beaten a good team. Yeah, they were 2-4 in that moment, and they had to do it in overtime.
Mhm.
Good point. Good point. No, the
Mhm.
Cowboys really haven't beaten anyone good all year. So, love the Niners here. Love the Niners. Steelers Chiefs. We already talked about it a little bit. It's gonna be a blowout.
Slaughter.
It's gonna be a slaughter. And someone said it was the TikTok Bowl. And
Ugh.
Cardinals Rams. That I'm just tired of seeing Cardinals Rams. We've
I know,
literally
I am
already
too.
seen this game on Monday Night Football as well.
Mhm.
And I'm
don't-
gonna go with the Rams because I just think
I'm just sick of the Cardinals. More
I'm sick
so.
of both these teams, to be honest. They keep messing with my head. I never know what to do. Literally, these are the two teams that every time I see them, I'm like, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do. I think
Right.
about it for a second, and then I have no idea. So with this one, I have no idea. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
I
but-
gotta roll the Rams.
yeah, you like that.
It's a
We
Super Bowl
picked them to win the
pick.
Super Bowl, both of us at the beginning of the year. So
Yeah.
we gotta ride with the Super Bowl pick. All right, and then coach is fired. Sorry, we got that, and that's it. That's all we got, right? Yeah. So coach is fired. Joe Judge today, easy firing. Matt Nagy, another one.
Well, it wasn't though.
I guess it wasn't for the Giants.
They hung on.
It was easy for America. It wasn't easy for the Giants.
Yeah.
Then we have Nagy, which, I mean, he won Coach of the Year not too long ago, 2018. It's pretty what a fall.
Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl and got fired 2 years later.
Oh no, I'm not saying that
Tough
should be a reason
game.
to keep him. It's just crazy how quickly they fall.
Right.
And I mean, they
And, like,
they had
him,
Mitch too.
really
he fell
quickly.
quick. He fell off a cliff. And this year was atrocious. I'm glad him and Pace are out
was.
because that
Yeah.
Bears team, it was atrocious. And
Mhm.
they actually have good pieces, which hopefully will be good for them in the future. Zimmer, you saw this coming. He was asked
It's
to.
too much of nothing. For like
Too much of the
4
same
years
stuff.
now.
Yeah, too much of the same shit. Vangio, Rip Uncle Vic. Rip Uncle Vic. I kind of saw this one coming too. This one, it seems like he'll be back. Like he'll definitely get another defensive coordinator job. I feel like he'll be back.
Oh yeah, easily.
Vic will be back. And then the shocking.
They're just
one,
like the same team every couple of years, though. I feel like it doesn't matter who their coach is
I
until
feel
they
like the
get a
Broncos are.
quarterback.
Yeah, it's since Peyton Manning, they've been the same team every year.
Mhm. Yeah, I think Elway's the problem.
I think it is Elway. He can't find a quarterback to save his life.
You can't fire Elway.
I know. How do you fire John?
That's the problem.
That's funny. No,
I don't know what to do. Just hope you get lucky.
And then the real big one. People thought the sky was falling when this happened. Mr. Flores, Brian Flores has been cut. And I
It
don't know.
was shocking.
It was shocking, but everyone on Twitter, as our Lord and Savior Big Cat said, it's like they fired Vince Lombardi. That's how they were acting. People are like this is like, and I get it. And if you're a Dolphins fan, I'd be pissed if you're a Dolphins fan. You do nothing but lose, and then all of a sudden this guy comes in and changes your whole culture. They swept the Pats this year, and then they fire him.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the first time they had back-to-back winning seasons in close to 20 years, I think the stat was. I don't know how. I mean, a 1-7 start to the year is bad, but the fact they were able to win 7 games in a row.
And yeah, they came
also,
around,
like,
and even
pretty
though
impressive.
because like people were like, oh, it's a crappy division, or not crappy division, crappy teams that they're playing, and that that is true. It's still the NFL, and still winning 7 games in a row is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of stupid. Some team is gonna be hawking him up soon. So the second he
You
gets
think he gets hired this coaching cycle?
oh, definitely. I think he does. Do you not?
I really hope he doesn't go to the Giants.
That's what I've heard rumors of. Him going to the Giants. That would be annoying for you.
That would be really annoying. I love Joe Judge.
To be honest, when I saw that he got fired, I was a little heartbroken. I was like, I want to see what this guy does next.
I was too.
I was
well,
ready
because
to
I thought we
go.
made it out. We made it past Monday, and we were like, yes, still around.
Yeah, you think about it.
And
As
it
long
just
as he's in
broke.
division,
Like,
he's always the
are
worst.
you
Going to be the
kidding?
worst coast.
Yeah, and they're going to be the worst team. But, well,
No, I think Flores will get another head coaching job. I don't think any of the other guys will. Maybe I bet some idiot team's going to get Zimmer.
Nagy.
Oh,
I bet Nagy will at some point. Nagy reminds me of Adam Gase a little bit.
that he'll just keep getting jobs because he worked with Andy Reid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I don't know. It seems like him or Zimmer. I feel like it's like the Jaguars are just eyeing him up. Like, let's find another loser coach. Let's get some other loser in here. The first one off the
Zimmer
board.
might be too old. Zimmer and Fangio might both be like it's not like the young guy you're taking another chance on. It's like the old fart who has been a coordinator his whole life, tried
That's
to work
true.
as a head coach and it didn't really work. I don't know
That's
though.
true.
You never know.
He aged terribly in Minnesota. I saw a picture of him today. He looked like a baby when he first started, and it was.
Mhm.
I guess it was 8 years, but he looks he looks like he's bones now.
Has he been there for 8 years?
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's been a wild ride in
See his
Minnesota.
girlfriend now?
No, let me look
Girlfriend
up
looks
Mike's.
like she's 19.
Why did Mike Zimmer get it? Oh, if you look up Mike Zimmer, the first thing says girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, damn.
It's pretty incredible.
How did he pull that one off? There's a picture of them at the dinner table. It just looks like it's his daughter.
Let's say she's 40.
She's 40? How old is Mike Zimmer? Age. Mike Zimmer is 65. Ew.
Uh-huh.
That's gross. I mean, Bill Belichick has like a wife that's probably 20 years younger than him, but ugh, that's gross. Anyways,
Yeah.
I want if Flores doesn't get a head coaching job, I want him back in New England.
Yeah,
Get the
seriously.
team back together.
The only Belichick assistant who can beat Belichick.
I need him. I need him out of the AFC East. He can't be playing Belichick
Mhm.
twice a year and cooking him. It would ruin all the stats that have ever happened with all the Belichick
Yeah.
tree guys. All right, I think that does it. Right? Got everything?
You wanna talk Natty at all?
Oh, we can talk to Natty. Yeah, I got time. Georgia finally wins it. I mean, that's all you're seeing over the internet. 80 since the 80s, since 80 actually, and good. I mean, good year for Atlanta, I guess. I mean,
Oh, I forgot about that.
just ruined your day.
Yeah, actually, because I literally went into denial when it happened.
Oh, they didn't just win it. That's funny. I am a
Oh,
dummy, and
I was like,
I picked, or would have picked if we were on the podcast, Alabama. I bet them in the over
Yep.
in a parlay and got
Uh-huh.
screwed.
I took Georgia, but I took the first half line because I was worried they would choke at the end, and then
That's
it
funny.
ended up being the opposite. So
Yeah,
looked like a real bozo.
it was kind of. I mean, it was kind of a shitty game. It was.
Yeah, it really wasn't great.
It wasn't great, and Alabama could never get on offense. Georgia's defense finally stopped them after
Mhm.
that embarrassing SEC championship
Yeah.
destroy, and this was one of the best defenses we've seen in college football.
Yeah, I mean, going in the game, like I feel like people should have known that Georgia was the better team. It was just like being scared of Kirby Smart going up against Nick Saban, and Saban never loses in the national championship. But
That's
like
what
they
it
were
really
the better
was.
team all year.
Yeah, but that's what it really was. It's like, are they really gonna like Alabama's not gonna blow it, or it's just too much
Mhm.
faith in Alabama.
Right.
And it's funny. There was a stat that I heard today that every time that's two top 5 teams have faced in the regular twice, right? Once in the regular season, the other time in the playoffs. The team who lost the first time is 6-0 in the second time.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe.
It is kind of hard to believe.
And it keeps going.
There needs to be something in college football. Whether it's either more playoff games, or I guess that sounds stupid. There's either more playoff games or less playoff games, but like it's got to be like 8 or keep it at the 4, because these every time it's a blowout. It's just gonna be a blowout every single time. And adding another week where these guys play football and have to face the number 1 seed and get completely annihilated, it's just it's not gonna ever change the result.
Nope, it's not. And there's almost no way to do it other than like regulating recruiting almost. Like saying you can only get this amount of
There's
4
nothing
and
you can
5-star
do.
guys. Like why it's not really fair either.
Whoever is like you will know who's going to be in the national championship game. I feel like in week 2 of every college season.
Yep.
Hell, sometimes we know before the season even starts. It's frustrating, and it's even more frustrating when the fan that comes in is like, oh, we should extend college football, and then you have a whole argument with it, and they have like, and they're just like, oh, and it's like it's just gonna be a blowout every time. Every time it's gonna be a blowout. What, you want to see Coastal Carolina play this team? Like, what do you think's gonna happen? Oh, any given Sunday. It's like, actually, no. It's Saturday, first of all, and second of all, it's just not gonna happen.
No, if Cincinnati played Alabama 100 times, I think Alabama would beat them 100 times.
It's never, and you could say like, gotta give like more chance or whatever, but who cares about fairness? It's college football. It's been written for 100 years now, and it's been the same thing for 100 years now. So who cares? I don't know, but I still get excited. Like, I gotta admit, this is like and maybe it's just me personally, like national championship. I just don't like. Whatever, it's cool. I'll watch it, but I'm not like, oh, like it's Natty Day, like
It's not like the Super Bowl.
No, not at all. And
Not even close.
No, it's not like Super Bowl. It's not like the NBA championship for me, at least, or anything else. I was more excited to watch Duke's Mayo Bowl than this game, so that's how I think about it. So I don't know. Well, I'm always a big fan for more bowl games though. So. How could you hate a bowl game?
Yeah. Well, and that's like part of the charm of college football. It's like, even though the national championship is the same 3 to 4 teams every single year, you get all these fun bowl games that.
Oh, we talked about it last week. You can always end the season off on a win. You can really change your whole culture off that one win alone. So it's pretty sick. Also, I noticed your sweatshirt. It's a nice sweatshirt you got there.
Yeah.
For the guys.
Best Christmas gift that I got.
Got to get the merch out there more. I'm really looking for trying to get some more logos and get some more merch out there. But just to remind everybody, we do have merch, and it's very comfortable.
Wise Guys Teespring.
Wise Guys Teespring. All right.
In our bio.
The link is in our bio. It's on the website. So everyone, check it out, and we'll see everybody next Wednesday at 7:30. I'm excited. All right. See you guys.